x squared plus y squared is like.
Okay,
It should be a circle or something like that. Yeah.
so essentially, what we're gonna do is we're gonna find this is not perfect symmetrical, but we're gonna assume they are symmetrical. They are not exactly a sphere. They are like a kind of rounded,
Oval.
not oval, but it's gonna be the volume of this half a watermelon. So the whole time, the fun is keep on thinking I'm trying to find the volume of the whole watermelon. No, I didn't. I was just trying to find the volume of a half watermelon. In this case, this shape. So this is our end goal, to find the volume of this. So, and we're also gonna assume a lot of things. So right now we're gonna start with this piece right here. So this is the graph, which is the skin of the watermelon. And we're gonna assume that skin has a curve of the square root of x. Okay, has a square root of x. Like if you think about this x-axis and this is y-axis, this is like a kind of like square root of x.
It is impossible.
So,
Okay. Say it again.
so this skin from this point, which is connected to the origin, okay, and then from going up this curve, this is represent the square root of x graph.
That makes sense.
Okay, are they exactly the same? No, they're not. We're just assuming that part. So that's going to help you easier to visualize. So let's start with by pieces. Let's going with this part. Okay, so this is my watermelon piece. Okay, okay, so not exactly same length, but we're gonna assume that this is the same length. So this is gonna have a square root of x, and the x equal to 4, so x equal to 4 is right here. It's gonna cut off. Okay? Now, the key word is revolving around x-axis. Revolving around x-axis. So what is x-axis? I draw this small notation here. This is called axis rotation. Axis rotation doesn't have to be an x-axis. Those are the easier problem, because we're gonna deal with axis rotation is down here, or here, or here, or here. Everything can change. So things get a little bit more difficult. So now we're just gonna go a simple one, and at least I want to help you, understand what is it. So when we rotate this, and we're gonna rotate around x-axis, so it's gonna rotate like this. So eventually, first let's talk about the area first. The area is just, I basically cut small rectangles, and I built infinite amount of rectangle here, and I add up every single pieces, because integration means adding. Joseph, how are you? Okay. So the integration just means I'm gonna, like for example, this is don't worry, you're not gonna eat this. So we're gonna add those pieces together. We collect infinite amount of pieces. So the integral is just basic adding sum of everything. Okay, sum of this finger, this finger, this finger, this finger, this finger, this finger. But the finger is really, really tiny piece. Each partition is so tiny, it's infinite small. Now we're gonna take this and we're gonna rotate them. But here's what you need to visualize. What do you rotate them? So we're gonna take this small pieces here, and then we're gonna rotate. Okay. But this piece is the function, square root x. From here to here is the height. I'm sorry, it's the other way. It's the height. So it's rotate them. And then if we rotate them, what kind of shape will it be? Let me show you.
It's a circle.
It'd be a water.
So it's not
If you catch it in your mouth, try to do it bonus. Get you.
It's in front of me. Why is it in front of you? I'll hear you.
It's just gonna spin. Okay, so you're gonna pay attention. You're gonna pay attention. Remember, we were right here, right? We were right here, but we're gonna rotate outside the board and then go back inside.
Miss, yeah, there's a crack in the watermelon.
Oh yeah, that's gonna fly.
That's okay.
Please
That was lame.
If you rotate this on this perspective, from where your eye is, you're gonna see a what? What kind of shape?
A watermelon.
It's
Apple
it's
watermelon.
Oh,
it's half a sphere.
it's a circle.
Not a cone.
It's a bowl.
Okay, it's a circle when you rotate it here. So now when you're rotating that way, then from this perspective, so imagine that this is the watermelon this way and it's rotating this way. So if I'm looking at it this perspective, it's gonna be a disc of a circle. And that disc is not, so what you do is you're gonna take this partition of the disc and you're gonna add it from this big disc right here, it has a wider disc, and to add it to the smaller disc, because right here it's a little bit smaller, and all the way to this point right here, which is a 0. Okay, so you're gonna sum it out up, and then that's gonna be a volume of the watermelon because we didn't have the volume before, we don't have a formula for it before, so now we're gonna create one. Okay, so we create out of start from scratch. So now this partition, you're gonna sum it all up. Now what happened is you're gonna think about what's the area of a disk. A disk is gonna be what? Pi r squared, right? So pi r squared is the circle. So we're gonna add a circle. So now this Rx. What is Rx? Rx is this right here. The distance from here to here, which is top minus bottom. The top is Rx, which is square root of x, minus bottom is 0. So Rx minus 0 is still Rx. Does that make sense? So then what you're gonna do is gonna take this function, and then you're gonna say, well, we're gonna do integration between from 0 to 4. From 0 to 4, and the top, we're gonna say r of x squared dx. And you know what people make mistakes right here is a pi r squared, right? We have the r squared for this part, but we don't have the pi for this part. And if you don't have that pi, on my test it's gonna be minus 10 points. The question is only worth 10 points. So if you don't have that pi, it's like saying your area of radius of 2 is 4. A circle of 2 is 4. But it's not 4, it's 4 pi. So it's wrong answer technically. So you really need to including this pi. So I will write all the way to the end to say pi first and then do the calculation of whatever this part is. So that way you don't forget that. Okay? Or write pi, just make sure you remember pi because we're talking about a disk. Okay? So now what is Rx? Well, Rx here is going to be square root of x because that's going to tell me how height is going to be from here to here. So then I'm just going to do that for 0, pi, and square root of x, and then square root of dx. Are we okay here? Now, this one is equal to, this squared is going to be x squared dx. From 4 to 0, pi, x,
Minus 10 points.
minus 20. So the x squared over 2, right? Pi between 4 to 0. So that will be 8 pi. So the volume will be 8 pi. Now you gotta pay attention to units. Depend on what the unit is gonna be. If it's, I don't know what it's gonna be. Depending on the function, you have to pay attention to units, or a unit cube in this case. So you have to pay attention to the unit as well. So, question about this part. Okay, how about you try this question? And we're gonna talk about rotating around y-axis. The answer is gonna be a 4-digit number.
Around the x-axis?
Yeah, around x-axis. We're gonna talk about y-axis in a second. 4-digit number, and then add up to be 7, and then something pi. So this 4-digit number add up to be 7.
Oh.
If you plug it in,
0 to 5, yes. Remember, you gotta find intersections. Well, in this case, no.
Oh no, those are grass.
It's just that graph from 0 to 5.
Huh?
That graph from 0 to 5.
It's 0 to 5 x-axis. And if you guys want to rotate around y-axis, right here. Y-axis is a little bit harder. And the off-axis. So how about you do that one and do x equal to -2.
That one, like the pink one?
Yeah, so revolving across x equal to -2. And or better yet, you can also do x equal to 5. So x equal to -2 revolving, and x equal to 5.
So both?
Both.
Okay.
And if you want to do that too. So those are off axis. Those are harder ones.
They're so annoying. It takes longer to think about.
Yeah. The thing is to think about distance. So for you,
So it's revolving, right?
yeah, for you can start working on y-axis and x equal to -5. -2, sorry. X equal to +5 revolving. So and you can revolve above 2. So you can revolve y is equal to 2 and revolve y equal to -5. So they are different. All of them are different answers. So. Is the right answer?
You said they have 7.
Yeah.
Here you go. This.
You can try this one. But this one's harder to see. So start with the revolving around y-axis. But you got to draw those lines first.
Yeah. So I'm divided y equals 2. Now our y equals 0, so.
What, first revolving on y equal to y-axis. So if I were to give you a question, this would be A.
On x-axis, so you're rotating around
This
this
would
axis.
be C.
You're rotating whatever this volume is around.
I don't think we haven't talked about
Figure
y.
out
I think it'll
what
be
if R is. You have to set it up for the same. That's the hardest bit. You have to set up your integral. You see how like all these ways, pi 0 to 4 Rx squared.
We get the balance. Imagine taking one.
So that one's, he meant from 0 to 4. I don't know why he went.
Oh, that confused me. That means you said it equal to.
It's 0 to 4.
Oh.
That's what he said. At least that's what he told me.
So make it like this.
And then you have to put your Rx, which is a function.
We're to find an area here. It's
So
gonna be
how do I know like how to set up our end?
So you do the same thing. So R of X is your function. So since your function is 2x squared, so it would be 2x squared squared.
That's it?
Yeah. And you take the integral.
Thank
So
you.
parentheses 2x
2 squared.
squared. Because that's your
You got it?
Then
Got
integrate.
it? Make sure you got it. Huh?
That's the formula. Use the formula.
Add up to be 7,
which is
pi
2x squared.
Yes.
Squared. The function is r of x and the function is 2x squared.
Maya, you guys
But
got
the
it?
function squared. So you're squaring
You guys got
r
it?
of x. So r of x is 2x squared.
Okay,
What is
Faisal, you guys
2x
got it?
squared?
So,
4x.
Mamon, can you teach that group?
I probably won't teach them all.
So you can teach one at a time.
I was hoping that you chop the water.
Two both you guys go. Thanks. But Joseph, you got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Who else need help? Neha, you got stuff? Joseph, you got it?
Where are you rotating?
Evelise?
Maybe.
Okay.
Sure. You get that right?
If I did this wrong, I don't think I integrated it properly. I'm sure. I feel like first you get square this. So it's only one turn. Square.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that.
Oh, okay. I'll bring it back tomorrow.
You got it all.
Okay. No. Minus 10 points. I thought it was well versed in the language stereotypes.
Will you integrate that?
No. We don't need that. We had no fit.
Oh my god.
R of x is this function is just 2x squared. So then 2x squared.
You guys got it, Nato? I need somebody go with them.
You're in 5.
You good? Yeah. Everybody's got it?
She's getting it. She's getting it. Don't take off the board.
Okay, now if you guys got it, I want you to work on this problem here. But I don't want you to work on it first. I want you to see the shape. The shape is hard to see. And the 7-letter words, the shape that if you see visualization, so first you want to see the shape, what the shape looks like. So it's revolving around y-axis now. Okay, so also something I should point out is this. This is dx, right? If I rotate it around y, then I will have something like this. Then, let's just say for this example, if you're rotating around this way, your partition is going to be this way, and it's going to be dy. So this is bar I will draw out. This is a bar I will draw out. This is a horizontal pieces. This is vertical pieces. Sorry, it's rotating. But this one is you rotate it this way. What kind of shape will it think about? You have to think about what kind of shape is this. But this one's not this shape, so you have to look at the functions. You have to think about going around y. Y is a little bit different.
Did I do this right?
The homework today, you have to make sure you do it right. Because your setup is right, then your answer is right. First bound is a y equal to x equal to 2.
Alright, thank you. You need to square it again.
So you know the instrument one you gave me? Like the negative 2, I do not know.
X equal to negative 2.
That's why I can square it out.
Okay.
I think it's, but he said look at it. Is it a or is it
Wait.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Let's just say this.
Yeah. I didn't take it. Am I dumb?
Don't do it yet. Tell me the shape first. Because the shape is going to be in 7-letter words. That is in the movie Inception.
Wait, what word are you looking for?
7-letter words.
I'm gonna go 6-letter word.
7.
What's 700?
Yeah.
It's in the movie Inception.
I can think
There we go.
it's 2,500. What do we do now?
I don't know the other word.
Go in the box.
Okay.
So it says revolving around the y-axis, right? Yeah. So that means you have to use the y.
Literally the same thing.
So instead of an equation of y, change it to an equation of x. So just change it.
Yeah.
Alright.
No, I definitely.
Yeah.
Did you do the same thing?
Why does he keep saying y equals 2? Or it should be y equals 2 and y equals 0, right?
Because they don't want it outside.
I guess that just works.
So, that's what I got originally. What I got was that oh, I thought you meant from like, I thought you meant digital. Like I thought you meant like the whole like
This is watching.
Okay. So you meant like that with the y-axis rotated around? Yeah. Okay, I didn't understand that one. I thought you meant like you just rotate the whole shape around that. I didn't know you had it. So you want everything cut up to everything down from the y-axis?
Yeah. Or you can try the C. C is harder.
Like what?
Plus 5.
So it's gonna be, yeah.
Yeah, I just put the wrong, I put the wrong value down. Because I used it. I put the wrong value.
I'm sorry.
What? If I was to do like that, they were kind of shape. And d and dx, right? That's like it's into a rectangle. But like an infinite.
So what kind of shape would it be?
You have to make it in terms of y.
What kind of shape?
Infinitely small.
If I rotating involving y-axis, what kind of shape would it
So
be?
if we were to revolve,
It looks like that, right?
you get 32.
Huh?
Is it that one?
Yes, I actually draw it.
So if we
It was spin top.
function,
It's spin top, like did you see the movie Inception? That they do the spending and they count the bubble. So what I draw is this. I would draw this.
2 words.
I got one.
That's one word, right?
What?
Spin top is 2 words.
I know.
You have to put a dash. That's 1 word.
A spinner is 6 letters. No, wait, because wait, I'm wrong. Never mind. You're right. You're right.
Okay, so this is a square root x, right? And this is a y equal to 2.
No, you changed it to.
And this is actually equal to 0. So this is the region I'm caring for. So this is the region I'm caring for. But since revolving here, the rotation is different. So it's revolving. So this dy or dx.
Y equals square root of x, but then I switched it into.
It's gonna be dy, right?
Because it needs to be in terms of y, because the y.
Does that make sense? Now you draw a line. Usually I draw a line from axis rotation to the
Oh,
curve.
wait, then it's 50.
And that's the things I'm caring about, which is right here. Now we're gonna make sure is the r squared. So this is the r, right? But this can be represented which function? Well, we have to figure out what is the y x equal to something. The function in terms of y. So it'll be y equal to square root of x equal to y squared, right? Yeah, so now this is going to be y squared, integration of pi, I don't forget that, write that down first. Which boundary I'm using? 0 to 2. Got it? And then I'm going to go from 0 to 2, I'm going to go with this distance here, so it'll be y squared, squared dy. And if you set up correctly, then you can get it. So it'll be pi 2, 0, y to the 4th dy, it'll be y fifth over 5, pi 2 to 0, so it'll be 32 over 5 pi.
Shut up, Daniel.
Okay? So question about this part. So today just this. Tomorrow we're gonna deal with washer. Washer is gonna have a hollow point. So kind of give you a preset of a hollow is this.
There's no washer like hole in the middle or something.
Where's my knife?
You should probably keep track of where it is. It's not on your table. You should probably keep track of where it is. Kind of important.
And then you just plug that in.
Yeah, it's like some like weird.
Hey, sir, give me home.
How many of you guys are lost?
Yeah, you just solve for it. So if it was like y equals x minus 3, y equals y.
He's a blend to your buddy.
Basically, it's absolutely safe. So it looks like
I'm gonna give you a homework.
What you want? Oh, commentary?
You have like seven.
Oh, I'm gonna do it then. I bet. Is your partner right there? For real?
What is incoming comments? Versus.
I remember that.
So what does that mean?
6 colors.
Yeah, I can take a subject test for it's like pre-cal, right?
Code is just like, yeah, right, like, code. Yeah.
But if you miss like one question in 800, but still it's hard, right?
Think about the actual micro.
Matrices is pre-cal, right? For real? I'm worried about it in the summer. You get my exit job.
It's gonna be 3 years.
She just exploded that light.
You just hit it. $20? I have a wallet on me.
What's wrong with you?
Why do you need
Carry
it?
a wallet.
What am I gonna do with the wallet, bro? My mom's taking me home. I'm not driving home. Yeah, exactly.
I always carry a wallet.
I don't need it though.
But I
I
always
hate wallets.
I get it, Amelia. You're cool.
No, I just like, I feel like you always have to have your wallet.
Yeah, but you're not gonna do anything with it. I'm not staying at school. Why do you need it?
Bro, he's got a virus with it.
I get to buy a prop.
Oh, wait, so why do you 20? Is it like 70? Do you have the other 50?
I have 55. It's
Okay.
75. But the last day is Friday. So you get money like after.
That's tough.
Wait, where you going?
Well, good luck figuring it out, Amelia.
He's going like every school like same class. What part?
I didn't take the intern today.
Why?
Because I don't see it. So like, I'm not gonna like go to say
So what are you gonna do? Like rob someone? Like, yo, bro, give me your money. One probably $20.
I'm gonna keep it cash. I would totally get Apple Pay you or some shit. I don't know how to.
So like,
Bro, I was just in the bathroom. We're like dealing weed or something. I was like, it's just Apple Pay or something. I swear.
Well, I mean, feel like getting $20. It'll be pretty hard in this school because no one has money on them.
You gotta drive to Winter Park or something, bro.
transfer to Winter Park, just ask someone for 20 bucks.
Yo, man, I need it for. I'll be right back. Well, don't worry. You can transfer here.
Back to Cypress Street. he's on the supervising right now.
Who you thought you wanted to?
It's this, right?
I can't you, as long as you know what you said it, but it's a washer and the hot water.
It is the, I'm gonna know what it's
When they say it was really to revolve, why not?
Yeah, and that was the four,
Amelia, tell her your class.
Yeah. I think I got $200. What the hell?
that's why I know why.
Okay, so
The,
the homework is gonna be first page of the worksheet, so it's the first picture, everything. And then question 3 and 4. And Amelia and Sadat. No, all that up here.
all that was 2 pi. No,
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I lost my knife.
check your cabinet.
Oh, wow.
There's a butter knife
I feel like you felt like you lost it when you said that, and you just saw it right away. I don't know, you didn't want to admit it.
I was expecting like a lot bigger of a knife.
Alright.
Have a nice day, everybody in this room.
Sorry, don't have
No.
Did you clean the knife?
If we sit and shake on it,
Bring it back.
really serious. Oh, yeah, I would do that. There are a bunch of strays in the neighborhood.
You serious?
Yeah.
Stray dogs and cats scare me. I give
The cats just run away.
Mr. A, I have kind of advice to ask you. Okay, so.
Advice?
Advice. Yeah.
From him?
Yeah. I mean, no. I just like need like another.
Run it through us
perspective. No, like I just need like another perspective. That's all I'm asking.
Oh, a wide perspective?
Yeah. Because- Wait, what?
See, this is why I can't mess with this guy. I'm gonna go to the library and I'll be back.
Okay.
It's too weird.
Okay. So I'm gonna be moving to Metro West, like close by to here and all that. Alright, bye, bro. Alright, see you guys.
Oh,
Where you going? Wait, why you in the library for?
I gotta talk to Oswald. He's ugly.
Yeah, and I don't know if I should stay. You're passed by there?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Like 5K.
Oh yeah.
Olympia.
Olympia.
How much money have I got? I don't know, I'm good teacher.
It's just that like I don't know. I just can't be bothered to like drive like 30 minutes to school like every morning and every afternoon, and then find a job and then do IB, which I really don't want to do. I'm not even motivated to do IB anymore. You think I should like drop out and go to Olympia, or try to persevere?
For me, I'll drop out.
Drop out. Okay.
Here's the reason. Firstly, you're not cut it for IB.
Yep.
That's probably the easiest reason to all. Now, if you like visa, then it'll be different.
Yeah. Of course, I'm no FISM, no NEHA, no all.
Yeah. That would be the main problem that you're gonna have is the IB is not fit for people like you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you're not successful at IB doesn't mean you're not successful in the future. Because I have plenty of people drop out of IB and they do a better job than IB kids.
Yeah.
And give you a couple people, I know Rebecca Seth, I know Nathalie Perez, they all like drop out at sophomore year. And they end up to be pretty successful at what they're doing. They are, nurse practitioner, they are very involved in UF and stuff like that. One of them got UF, one of them got UCF. Now, I mean, if you like writing, do you like writing?
Oh no, I hate it.
Right, so the writing is, in order to do IB, you have to be good at writing,
Which I suck at.
which is, that's no me. And plus, on top of that, the transit in the morning, well, you look at Devin coming from Delafield every morning, but he doesn't have a ride.
He takes
So
the bus.
He takes his bus and trains, and you don't have to do that, but still, that's a hassle
Yeah.
for me. So in the long run, I think, if you get out right now, it's a perfect time, because that's a perfect excuse. It's not like, it's like, oh, they give you a hard time and stuff like that, just, you know, okay, I gotta transfer school, my job, my location there. You probably have to take Hope online,
I already did that freshman year.
you probably had to do some other things, some other classes. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be catch right up, because the workload in IB, the problem with workload in IB is so much, right?
Yeah.
And, people just end up complaining and not doing anything with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the main thing left. I know Chase got out of IB, you know, enjoyed life in Hawaii, probably smoking every day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But look, IB is probably the dumbest system there is.
I agree with that.
It's not fit for people like you, and you're not a bad student. I mean, if you just have one calculus class to worry about, and maybe one other AP class to worry about, pretty sure you're gonna do very good.
Yeah.
But the problem is like 3 other IB, 4 other AP class together, and everything's an IB paper, IB stuff like that. So, like, I actually prefer a non-IB student in my class, like Samuel, you know, Samuel Bacon, you know, IB knowing,
I heard it from Kyle.
Roman, David Fennis, Mamon, they're all happy. I mean, they're all like, you know,
Yeah.
why you guys
Yeah.
don't have it was so much work, you know. Even Mamon is gonna go back to Dr. Philip, next
wow.
year. He stayed here this year.
Just so you can finish everything.
Yeah, so they finished this year with me and everything. So that's probably one option, but then you have to freaking come in transit in and out. in and
No,
out.
I really don't wanna do that. It's not that like, it's not that like I'm not willing to like come to this school, it's just that like it's a school. I really don't like this school in general. It's,
Me too, I don't like it going, you know, even IB, I don't like IB.
yeah, I don't even like the IB students like that. Like, I don't know, I like felt more at home like with the resilience and stuff like that, and like the lack of that.
Right.
It's like.
You're gonna have to come back tomorrow,
Alright, that works.
because, I have a meeting right now.
Oh, really? I apologize.
No, that's okay. So, that's the main issue that people have, is, I mean, for me, that I'd rather get out.
Yeah.
Do I think you can pass the AP Calc exam? Not as of right now, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, speaking.
But you can always come on Saturday, I'll be glad to help you
Yeah.
on Saturday. So you only need a transit to maybe like a drop out Saturday?
Yeah.
Saturday?
Yep, that's one.
You are pretty close to a 2 right now. And you need to work a little bit to get a 3.
Yeah.
So that's something I will take over anything. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, that was one of the reasons how come I was late. I was talking to Mr. Oswald.
What do they say? They try,
Tried to make me stay.
no, I won't take it. I won't take it. Olympia, you're gonna be much happier.
I know.
As long as you don't do drugs.
Yeah, I'm like trying to steer away from that. I'm trying to steer away from that. I already been down that road. And
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you go to, you don't wanna get near that, because that just kind of,
okay. Just remind you on this and then.
yeah, you did do it.
There was a couple of questions that like I did not understand. 40.
So if we were to move, you're gonna move soon, right?
We already bought the house. We're just doing renovations on it.
Okay, so when are you gonna move? When I'm gonna have you till?
Oh, I believe that the contract on my current home, like we're renting out right now, it ends at May 20th. May 20th.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
ask you before AP exam
Yeah.
until then. So, I mean, so far as this year, calc class, they just,
Yeah, I
see if you can come on Saturdays. and,
I'll talk to my dad about it.
Saturdays.
Since we're not like looking for houses anymore, I'll be able to go. I gotta run, just so I don't miss
No, that's what, I mean, I think you make a, that would be a better decision. Don't listen to Oswald or Amir because you just wanna keep the number up.
Yeah.
That's their financial goal is to do that, but
Yeah.
that's not a long-term goal. Now, if you're a Visa, then it'll be different. If you're Neha, it'll be different.
Yeah.
Then you won't be worth it now, so.
Yeah, no, and
But it's
I-
not worth for you to stay right now.
Yeah, alright, thank you.